In this video, we'll talk about the circular economy. To understand it, we'll divide the video into the current problem, followed by what could be the solution. Then we'll understand the butterfly diagram of the circular economy, and finally, the takeaway message. According to the IEA, that is International Energy Agency, the global CO2 emission was approximately 23,000 metric tons in 2000, which was increased by about 32% in 2010 and by about 44% in 2018. If it continues to go up like this, by 2040, the CO2 emission will be increased by 53%. Now, how do we tackle this problem? To answer this, let's look at our current economy system first. Our current economy system follows the linear economy system. Here's a simple process flow diagram for this. We have a raw material coming in, going into the production system and distribution to the use, from which we have waste generation. This waste is now either going to the landfill or being incinerated. We have two major problems here now. The first one, because we are not reusing or recycling any waste from here, we have to use new materials every time we run the process. And this material has to come from somewhere. The second one, the waste generation contributes to the greenhouse gas emission. Think about all the energies, materials, and values that goes in this product also becomes waste now. This is actually a huge drawback in our current system, which made enthusiastic people to think about a fundamental shift needed in our current economic system that creates value. They introduced 4R system, that is rethink, reduce, reuse, and recycle. These 4 R's are summarized by the circular economy, which I'm going to talk about in the next slide. The circular economy covers the fundamentals of 4R. The first R urges people to rethink twice or how many times it's necessary, the processes or the amount of materials they need. The second R, reduce, follows the principle of reducing the use of virgin material as much as possible, which practically correlates with our next 2 R's, reuse of the materials in the same value chain and recycling of the materials in different systems to make different products. If we follow this principle, our simplest form of the value chain of the circular economy is going to look like this. We have raw materials, production, distribution, use. Then instead of going to the waste, the used materials are going to follow back to the raw material. The principle of the circular economy can be summarized into 3 main points. First, design out the waste and pollution, which means we stop producing waste in the first place. Second, keep materials and resources in the value chain, which means design for durability, reuse, remanufacturing, and recycling, so that the products and materials keep circulating within the value chain. And the last one, regenerating natural system, which means we use renewable energies and we design the system in a way so that the system is going back to the soil to support regeneration. Now let's move to our butterfly diagram. The diagram is trying to summarize the practicality of circular economy in one picture. The middle line here is our linear economy, where we start with raw material, goes to parts manufacturer, product manufacturer, service provider, users, to the waste. If we add circularity in this diagram, it's divided into 2 parts with respect to raw materials. Technical, such as metal, plastics, synthetic materials, etc. And on the other side, biological like food or wood, etc. The products with technical materials are anything that doesn't biodegrade. They can be designed in a way that they can be shared, maintained for as long as possible, redistributed, remanufactured, or recycled. On the other hand, the products with biological materials can be designed in a way that the extraction of biochemical feedstock can happen and can be reused serially at different stages for different purposes so that they can stay longer in a value chain, or waste can be broken down to produce biofertilizer. So, what did we learn today? We learned that the circular economy is the solution to the ongoing environmental problem related to the linear economy. We also learned that by keeping the system of circular economy in place allows us to reuse and recycle the products for as long as possible. We need to make sure that the products can be turned back into the materials as a feedstock. And finally, the butterfly diagram of the circular economy says that based on the raw material we use, whether they are technical or biological, different options are available to bring the loop to cradle to cradle. That's all for today's video. We hope to see you all again next time.